All right, so as I promised, I'm gonna do a pretty much just a small audio demo of what the mastering rack does. And if you haven't checked it out, I did like a small short. It's like 6 minutes long, talking about how it goes from the DA into the gear and all that. So we're just gonna mess around with it. This is a track that was sent to me. Gentleman's Book 'em the Beat God. He knows who he is. Now I have the stems. Okay, so you're gonna be able to see my hardware like you see on screen here. And then obviously we're going to give you the screenshot. Let me move this up here so it takes up the whole screen. So yeah, I'm going to just point out gear. I know I'm not zoomed in. We're trying to do this video efficiently, but you'll get to hear it. So here we go. So these are the stems in the session. But if you're doing mastering, most of the time, if we don't have the stems, so I'm treating this like a master, like I don't have that control. So what we're going to be doing is affecting the master bus, which in my case is a return. For the video purpose, I made it an aux, so we can just leave it live without having to activate it in print. So this is all with everything off. Let me make sure that that's the case. And then we'll start putting things in and just let you hear it and the effect it has. So here we go. I'm going to go back to the hardware so you can see, and I'm going to push play right now. She a little hot. She a little hot. Let's turn her down. All right, that's good.
The real God.
There's a pretty nice mix he's got going on. So let's first and foremost do what I'd usually do in this situation. Let's gain these down a little bit. Now, obviously, I would probably do it here, but he's got good levels. I'm just doing it for the sake of the video. I could push it more with some of the nice hardware we have, just so you guys can hear it a little bit better. So let's turn this back up. Let's push play. Okay, that's better. There's a lot of headroom for me to move. So the first thing I want to do is I want to work with the SSL. I want to let you hear the gain. So I'm going to turn the gain way up and let you hear listen to how the image increases. It's not just volume. It's really crazy. Check this out. It just gets big. Let me like level match it. Watch. Off. Isn't that nuts? So that's pretty level matched. Off. On. Now that's not what that's designed for, okay? That's designed to make something louder. So in the case of me actually printing something, I would be turning it up, and I like gain is more powerful than you think. A lot of people will try to limit up, compress up. Sometimes it just needs gained up with a good amp. So I'm going to go through it. So now let's add some harmonics. Check this out.
God, the real God.
Off. On. Level matched. Off. On. Just drive the harmonics a lot. Just has that image, man. Off. It sounds dull. Let's push it a little hotter. Off. So I call this box the ultimate shaping tool. So if something comes in hot, I can turn that input gain down and it actually decreases the image. It makes it sound a little smoother. It's pretty crazy. So now I have some harmonic drive. I have a little bit of input pushed. And let me mess with the low and the high shelf. And I'm going to really exaggerate it so you can see what it does. Let me make it a little louder. So watch this low end hit. She's a little bit too harmonic. Low knob down, low knob up. High shelf up. That's sick. Okay, now let me add the de-esser. So the de-esser is usually, so you're going to push that EQ into that de-esser, and then we can use the de-esser to bring back some of the high end so it don't get out of hand. So check it out. So I'm going to set the de-esser about as low as it goes so you can hear it. I'm going to really crush it. You'll hear it, watch. Here I took all the life out of the snare. So let's bring it back. That's pretty darn cool. So the next thing on the Fusion is, and I know that you're just getting like a bird's eye view of this, but just follow me here. So this is depth and width. I'm going to really push them so you can hear how it really does mess with the image, but it does it like no other plugin that I have. So the space is going to be front and back. It's all the way down. Listen how it gets like smaller in the middle. Now I'm going to turn it all the way up. See how that kick drum just punched all the way down? Kick drum sort of gets tighter in the back. All the way up. Width all the way out. So everything off. Here we go. Oh no. Oh dude. But you see how it does it so transparent. I mean, it does it so transparent. We're not changing the record, we're not changing his sounds, we're not trying to emphasize things that don't need emphasized. We're just bringing the life out of everything. And that's what this box does. The other thing on this box is it has a transformer in and out, and it also has a parallel kind of compression, but that was just a real quick rundown. So let me set this back to 0. I'll leave the harmonics the way it was, just not as much drive. And what we're going to do is we're going to put the mid side in. So if you look at this, these are the two boxes. If you saw my earlier video, this is the middle, this is the sides. We're going to deactivate this. Deactivate the compressor, and we're just going to let you start hearing as I engage the mid side. You can hear now just the middle. Check it out. So that's just the middle channel. So let's say I'm in a mastering session. I say, man, I really like it, but it sounds a little harsh in the frequencies in the mids. You can smooth it out. Or let's say it's in the lows. So we need a little more punch. So if somebody came to me and said, Doug, I want it to be punchy, I mean, we could do something like that. Just give it a little bit, you know? And then add some compression. Add a little more thump. bit of silk. Alright, so we're just messing. Out. Alright, so I'm hearing it. I mean, I would definitely do a lot more to it. I would do some more surgical EQ, put another EQ in it, try to calm it down, not try to change anything. Let's do it while we're on the video, so you guys can see what I would do. I'd probably go back to the original. There's a mud in there that I don't want to get with this EQ. Somewhere in here. Push it. But that's why you mix, man. Because that kick drum's sitting with that mud. There you go. Okay, cool. So what I was hearing, what I was hearing on the while we were doing that is, right where I got to where I liked where the muffle went away from some of the lower stuff and the kick drum pop forward. I like the tone of the kick drum, but that's why we mix too. So like, and that's what we're gonna do on this track. So like, I could take that, control that range, bring that kick drum out in the mix. Where in the master, I can give it punch, I can give it clarity, I can give it definition, and then I can give it more space. But sometimes you get limited if you're trying to do that on the 2-bus. So let's listen to the sides while we're here. A lot of mud. So let's get rid of some of that mud. You hear that sub too? I don't want to get rid of it. Sort of like an effect. Analog. That's cleaner. Okay, that's better. It's just it's not supposed to be like, I'm not trying to change the song. And the other thing is there's things when I'm doing this, and a lot of times you guys might think, oh, well, I say, oh, I could get there with the stems. Well, sometimes it is like easier to get it with a stem where I hear two things, you know, sort of clashing with each other. And if we could just grab the stem and then separate it like that, it's a lot easier. So let's go back to it. Let's put them both back together, and we'll move on to the next piece so we can keep the video rolling. So that's the sides. Took a lot of low out of that. Middle. And we can compress that.
God, the real God.
Starting to sound like a record. Let's take it all out. So that's gain matched. That's just the Neves. That's just these two things. Because I brought this back to 0. It's crazy. Let's turn it back up like we had it. See how I'm controlling that snare? Sweet, man. Okay, so the thing I'm hearing, but I want to move on. I'm hearing the sub. The sub's getting drowned out. I'd like to do some side chain stuff. I'll do it with the Rupert Neve here and just bring the sub back up so you guys can hear it. So this is what we're going to do. This is my next piece. Let's see if I can move this down just a touch. Come on, man. So this is the last two stops here. I'm just doing this real quick, like I said, so you can hear it. The next thing I'm going to do is my Moog. This is going to bring some of that sub, and I want some of that sub in the mid-range. I'm going to show you what this subbing does. It's insane. Watch when this thing hits.
The real God.
Off. Kick drum up. Ooh-wee. Let's give it some 5K on the kick. That's insane. Mog out. Okay, that's enough of that action. That's just quick. I mean, sub band up. I input trimmed it back so I'm not taking up all the headroom. I added a little 160. That's awesome on the phone, by the way. That's great on small systems. Then I added a little air band. I think the air band was around 5K. That's where the snap of the drum is. So this is just obviously just getting into this. You know, you could do this totally different. It could be a totally different master at the end of the day. So now I'm going to go to one of my favorite pieces. And we'll really, really crush it so you can hear it. But this is the master bus processor, and we'll add. I'll really just focus on the compression. Now this links, so you'll see me using this side a lot. All these sides are just linked to this side, but you can use it left and right. You can use it mid side, but I'm just going to use it this way. So here we go. Very low. You hear how smooth that is?
We got the real God.
It just smooths it out, dude. Watch. There's no gain, but this is what this box was made for gain. Barely, barely compressing. I'm gonna add some limiting. Okay, so on this box, you'll see these lights. That's the limiter. I'm moving the limiter knob, and you see these lights starting to grab. Okay, what's so cool about this is this box is really good at what you hear with no gain. It can retain that with gain. So be careful with your speakers. I'm going to turn it up, but watch what it does. It'll start to pull stuff back. It'll start to limit things it needs to limit. It'll compress, and as it gets louder, you just notice the loudness. You don't you don't notice a lot of pulling that a lot of compressors have a lot of hard time with. She's getting loud, boys. You know what? I'm gonna turn it down here in the Pro Tools session, just so we can keep it under control. Look at that. Look at the meter in Pro Tools. Okay, she's pumping a little bit. We got her pumping a little. Off. Dude, it's nuts. Well, we can't gain stage it. We gotta bring it up. Watch how loud this thing's getting. Now you can tell his bass is too much. Let's turn this back down. Let's really compress it. See how smooth that is? It's nuts. Off. More compression, louder. Dude, if you don't know what I'm doing right here, and like I should just do a video just on this, because that is a lot of compression that if you're not, and I know I'm talking a lot and I apologize, but you're not hearing it. And what's so great about that is that means the louder you want it, the more it has to be compressed. Like you can't have something extremely dynamic like pegging zero. It's gonna slap speakers. It's gonna fall apart. You're gonna hear bass rattling. You're gonna hear high ends that shrill. So when you can control something like that, and you can do it with that much compression, and you don't hear it, I mean that's amazing to me. I'm gonna mess with it just a little bit more, and then we'll end the video. Had fun with this video, and hopefully you learn something, or you get something. You get to hear some gear. So yeah, I'm gonna really crush this thing again. Check it out. Look at these meters, dude. That's a lot of compression. Even more.
Be God, the real God.
I got a side chain so it's not affecting the bass. It's too much. Off. Mog off. Everything else off. And that's very transparent. Same song. On. And once again, off. It's disappointing. So that's it, guys. That's my mastering rack for 2025. I do put in different EQs. I do have different methods. I do have a different line amplifier if I want to go with the Neve and push it. We do sometimes I'll use this big 6 over here, but not a lot as far as mastering is concerned. But the next video I'll do, it'll be about summing, like and I'll show you with all these tracks how we can sum it through the Neve, sum it through the SSL, and then bring it back to the main bus. So my name's Doug Jenkins. If you want to reach out to me, hit me up on YouTube. If I don't answer your question, I apologize. I get some questions that come in, and I miss them, but hopefully I see them. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. All right, peace.